Yo, what's up out there, everybody? Willie Epting Jr., second segment of the ShakeBack Sports Show right here on the Big Game Christian Sports Network, man. Checking in live, loud, and in color, baby. You already know what it is. To the dopest engineer on the planet, Big Day. What's going on, sports fans all over the planet, football fans all over the planet? What is happening, Big Day? Man, thank you for that intro. I love Stone Cold Steve Austin's intro. So yeah, man, we got a lot more to get into. I told you guys in the first segment that we got some breaking news. We're going to get to that here in just a second. Before we move any further, though, this second segment, it is being brought to you by West Bay Casino and Resort. Man, it's time for you to get your chill on. I'm telling you right now, everyone deserves a break. So make a break for West Bay Casino and Resort in Kingston, Kingston, Oklahoma, that is, located off Highway 70 on the shorelines of Lake Texoma. Enjoy endless gaming, delicious dining, and luxury resort amenities with 275 of your favorite games, retail, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are open, 40 hotel rooms and 10 cabins with swimming. Make sure you go to them or go see them, westbaycasino.com. Again, that is westbaycasino.com. Thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook, through my personal page, through the ShakeBack Media Group's Facebook page and the network, as well as LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram TV. I see you guys out there chiming in already. We're going to get to that breaking news here in just a second. And, of course, Twitter. That's right, man. Look, before I get to the breaking news, I have got to go back to the Cowboys and their performance or lack thereof in the wild card round against the Green Bay Packers. I did not get a chance to troll them, but I'm going to troll them right now. And this is a special trolling session from my boy Ken Hill, the dopest barber on the planet. Make sure y'all look him up, man. Venus Spas and Salon and Spas out there in Louisville, Texas. Yeah, let's get to this trolling of the Cowboys, because I am one that loves to scour social media when the Cowboys lose. So I actually have a few screenshots from Dallas Cowboys fans after or on the heels of this big time loss to the Green Bay Packers. So let's just start here. And I cut the names out because I didn't want them to feel any worse than they already did. I ain't quite that petty, but if I was, oh my gosh. So let's start here. This person says they go 95 yards for a touchdown. I'm turning this game off. It's hard to not give up and watch something else. I mean, come on. Yeah. Still a lot of football left to play. We got smacked in the grill in the first quarter. Let's go Dallas. Well, the smackdown continued on all throughout the game. Cowboys are done. On to basketball season. Love my boys, but I don't know. I don't either. Well, that's the ball game. At least we're going to get a new coach. Newsflash, you're not going to get a new coach. And yes, that was the game. Hello, haters. Y'all can start early. I'm a fan, but I'm also a realist. We're done. Shaking my head. And then here's another one. Next, Dallas, you're done. Thanks for nothing. Another year. and then one more is flat out embarrassing. And to me, this photo right here of Rashawn Gary on the sideline looking up at the big screen while the score was 48-24. This, in my opinion, sums it up right here. Look at Rashawn. Shout out to Jennifer Coney Shepherd, Real Moms of the Shield, every other Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the ShakeBack Media Group and all of its online platforms. So I wanted to go ahead and get that troll session in. Let's move on to some breaking news that came in on Friday. The Raiders, we have our guy. And I am so very excited. You already know who it is. It's interim head coach Antonio Pierce. The interim tag has been removed. So now he is the head man in Vegas. So it's a lot to be excited about, because if you are a Raider fan, you now feel like you really have a chance. I mean, that's my opinion anyway. We really have a chance, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Shout out to the late, great Al Davis.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Man, if that music as a Raider fan don't make you want to go and get it, it makes you want to go and get it. So congratulations, AP, after a lot of fanfare and the possibility of Jim Harbaugh and others coming on staff. I think it took the players. And let's give a shout out to Mark Davis because he got it right. He got it right. Josh McDaniels, you are in the rear view. You are so far in the rear view that we can't even see you. You know, like that mirror, that sign on the mirror that says objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. Well, that ain't the case with Josh McFraud. Josh McDaniels. So I'm looking forward to seeing how AP is going to build out the rest of this coaching staff. I believe that Champ Kelly will have the interim tag removed from him as well. And when that happens, we'll have our GM and a coach that the team will run through a wall for. And I hate to say that I told you so. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is this. I think Mark Davis finally had the sense to listen to the experts, if you will, that's within that building, to include many of the players. Max Crosby, as you well may know, he came out and said, yo, if y'all don't make AP the head man, I want a trade. And I'm not saying that was the end all be all, but you don't want to let that dude get out the door because he very well easily could be the defensive player of the year. And when you have Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers in the league, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Josh Jacobs. Zeus, Zamir White, he came a long way in the last half of the season. And if we can somehow sign Josh Jacobs or re-sign Josh Jacobs with Zeus, you talk about a running back tandem that is going to be, to me, one of the best in the game. And let's just look at some things that AP was able to do during his tenure, those 9 games that he took over for Josh McDaniels. 5-4 record, of course, as we know, with other games that were close and that we very easily could have won and probably should have won. When you think about the game in Indianapolis where Jones was offsides trying to block the field goal and they actually missed it. The coach actually missed it. And due to the 5-yard penalty, they got a chance to re-kick it. So that was a game that very easily could have gone a different way. And who knows? We were talking about the Raiders being in position to win the AFC West in week 17. When is the last time we could say that about the Raiders? And then also, the impact that AP had in that building, on that organization, it genuinely makes me believe, as a long time and a long-suffering Raider fan, that we now have a chance. I don't know what's going to happen with Aiden O'Connell. He showed a lot of great signs towards the end of the year. Excuse me. He obviously needs some development, but I think that coaching staff, they believe in him. And that's the reason why they put Jimmy Garoppolo on the bench. And when AP was made the interim coach, he came out and said, yo, we're going to start Aiden. Aiden gives us the best chance to win. And we went 5-4 down the stretch. And the game against the Chargers on that Thursday night where we got their GM and their head coach fired, yeah, that was pretty dope. And the upset game or the upset win over Kansas City, in Kansas City on Christmas Day, I think that was the game that actually solidified AP status in terms of becoming the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. So when you look at what the Raiders did in terms of efficiency on offense and in defense before AP got the interim tag, The Raiders hadn't scored 20 points or more in any game up to that point. They had not scored 20 points in any game up to that point. And then he comes in and then, excuse me, I'm battling this cold, y'all. Excuse me. But I'm looking at when the Giants came to town, AP's old team, and the Raiders put up 30. 30-6 was that game, was the final score of that game. But here's the thing with AP, though, and the Raider defense. And I got to give a lot of love to Patrick Graham, who in the last couple years, I was really calling for this dude's neck. But he's got the players in there that fits his system. And the Raiders defense was one of the better defenses in the NFL. No, that is not a typo, even though I'm not typing. That is not a misquote. The Raiders defense was one of the better defenses in the NFL, particularly the last half of the season. But in those 9 games in which AP was the head man, the Raiders defense allowed only 16 points a game. Best in the NFL. Let me repeat that. The Raiders defense allowed 16 points per game. That is unheard of in the last 25 years from a Raider defense. That right there gives me the hope right there in itself. I mean, the defense, when you look, Malcolm Kuntz and Max Crosby, and when Tyree Wilson gets fully healthy, that pass rush is going to be great. Going to be great. Robert Spillane in the middle calling the shots on defense. He came over from Pittsburgh in the signing or the free agent signing in the offseason. That dude is a baller. And then you have the secondary with Epps and Hobbs, and I think Jacorian Bennett will get back to the form that he was in the beginning of the year when he was playing very good football, and then he just fell off for some reason. A little bit more development, he'll be okay. And then, of course, you have Amik Robertson and the safety Morick. Look, the Raiders defense is set. They're set. Got big guys big enough guys in the middle to stuff the run. Now, what I would like to see is for us to maybe get another linebacker that can cover as well as bring pressure off the edge. That would be pretty dope as well. So when you look at it from that standpoint, kid, I'm like, yo, the Raiders, things are looking up. And again, even with the defense showing off the way that they did, points scored was only 22 points a game, but it's still a 6-point differential. And for the first time in I don't know how long, Raider Loco, the Raiders finished the season with a plus scoring differential. Even though it was only +1, but it's not a minus. And these are stepping stones, ladies and gentlemen, into the right direction. So again, congratulations to AP. Congratulations to Raider fans. This is what we wanted. I don't know any Raider fan out there that did not want this hire to take place. And again, I'm looking very much forward to how AP is going to build out the rest of the coaching staff. He's already said that AP, and I think this is what Mark Davis loves about AP. AP is such a leader of men. When you hear the reports and the players talking about how much of an impact he had in changing the culture around there. And let me just go back for just a second, because one of the reasons why AP got the interim tag is because I think it was after I want to say it was after the Detroit. No, it was before the Detroit game. But as far as the meeting goes, but it was the Detroit game that actually was the thing that actually had Josh McDaniels booted out of Vegas. And if you ever remember, there was, or if you've ever seen it, there was a shot on the sideline in that Detroit game in which Josh McDaniels was standing all by himself. All by himself. I knew then the writing was on the wall. And he was fired the next day or some days or some time after that. But the meeting that took place when it was obvious that Josh McDaniels had lost the locker room, he asked Antonio Pierce to speak in front of the team. So AP did just that. And he talked about how when he was with the New York Giants and Tom Brady and the Patriots and Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator, and how nobody thought that the Giants would either win either one, not both for sure, of those Super Bowls against those vaunted Patriots teams. That one Patriots team that broke a record in scoring. That one Patriots team that saw Tom Brady throw for 50 touchdowns. That one Patriots team that saw Randy Moss catch 23 touchdown passes, or maybe 25. But the thing is that that's what it was, because when he spoke about that to the Raiders and the team, and he actually, for the lack of a better word, quote unquote, disparaged the Patriots. Well, guess what? That got Josh McDaniels heated. He got heated and said, do not ever talk down to the Patriots ever again. And the players were like, wait a minute, we need to go upstairs and have a conversation. So they went upstairs and talked to the brass and told them what happened. And apparently that was the final nail in the coffin for Josh McDaniels, because he was gone like right after that. And the way that the Raiders played under McDaniels, I mean, you take it back to last year when we lost all those games after having double-digit leads going into the second half. No adjustments whatsoever. And let's just say this too, because the Patriot way does not work anywhere else but in New England. But guess what? The Patriot way stopped working in New England right after Tom Brady left. And somebody, I think it was Ryan Clark, said something that was very compelling. He had mentioned that the Patriot way is cool actually, it was Gerald Brown who said this on a show, Show Enough Divided, that you could go back and watch on YouTube, on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, and listen to all of your platforms as far as podcasts go. Gerald said this. He said the Patriot way only works when the Patriots are winning. You're not going to get quality players. You're not going to get great players. You're not going to get elite and superior players in there trying to implement or keep on with the implementation of the Patriot way, but you're only winning 4 games a year or 5 games a year. So it doesn't work. And it hasn't worked since that time. And that may be one of the reasons why Tom Brady said what he said when he talked about the game and how differently it's being played now, and so forth and so on. So Bill Belichick, shout out to Leslie Duncan, a show Enough Divided. She's a Patriots fan. We tried to tell her that Belichick was going to be gone after this season, and she didn't believe it. Look, she had what they say, she had to F around and find out, and that's exactly what she did. She F'd around and found out. So again, congratulations to AP. Congratulations to all Raider fandom out there. Look, I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl next year, but we're going to be feeling a whole lot better about our team within the next coming years. This offseason period, this free agency period is going to be key. The draft is going to be key. And look, I think that our arrow is definitely pointing up. All right. That's going to do it for the second segment. Y'all come on back on the other side. We're going to talk some more NFL. We're going to get into a little basketball as well. And maybe even a little bit of hockey. Willie Epting Jr., ShakeBack Sports Show. Y'all come back and holler at me.